Oh fuck. That wasn't recording. Fuck it. I need a bit. You can find a sink. I don't care. I wonder when it stopped. It was recording.
The reason for me wetting myself laughing? That wasn't recording at all. I've no idea what happened. It all went wrong.
Right.
Horribly, horribly wrong.
It turns out that despite the fact that the camera is a lot better quality and the video that you will see in this podcast is a lot better than a previous podcast.
It's high def, but very short.
Yeah, it turns out that it only recorded 17 minutes of the podcast, which is
Not good.
an hour and 20 minutes long. So you're going to get quite a lot of grey screen at the end.
Yeah, maybe black. We might mix up the colour a bit just to, you know.
Don't make me edit the Photoshop file.
It's grey.
It's grey.
Really grey.
It's grey because I don't want to...
But still, it's been lovely talking to you.
Welcome to the Uncut podcast. You're going to get the
Is this
edit.
going to the end or the beginning?
This is going on the beginning, fuck it.
Yeah. Really sorry. It's probably best you just go on iTunes and get the audio version. Save yourself some time.
Yeah, I'd recommend that as well.
There you go, really cool distance there.
Don't try to... Jesus Christ, man, can we not just have a normal intro for once?
No, never. Hello, welcome to Drinky Talky
I forgot to
Thingy,
get the
number
beers as well.
119. We've not got beers, we've not got stories, we've got sweets though.
Sorry, we've been distracted by my shiny new camera. It actually...
That's if this works.
If this works. If not, you're getting another grey screen with a picture of something. I may even put the dancing Yoshi I promised a couple of podcasts back.
I won't question it. So, where do we start?
Beer.
That's where we start.
Start with beer. Introduce us.
I'm Gao. He's Paddy.
Yes.
I'm DrunkenGamer.
Yes.
You can find me on Twitter as D_Gao, him as DrunkenGamer. The podcast is, in fact, the website is 8-Bit Alliance. The podcast on Facebook is /Drinky Talky Thingy, and the website is 8bitalliance.com.
Yes.
That's all of it, right?
That's all of it.
We should probably simplify things.
We probably will. I think it's about time. Now that we've got a better camera, we can pre-record some shit and actually have an outro segment that I can just tack on to the end of the podcast.
Yeah, because everyone knows that your efforts at video pre-prepared always goes very well. I've seen the outtakes.
I don't know.
I know how well they go.
Oh, my 30-second
Yes,
video
the
outtakes.
outtakes,
Yeah, that was just... Well, that's me in general. You know what I do. I make silly noises when I'm confused or bored or just in general.
Yeah.
It's a wonder I have not made random noises in the podcast yet. I don't know how we've managed to get this far without it.
Again, Roy, thanks. I'm going to do this to the camera. This
yeah,
is awesome.
I don't... Yeah.
Not going to break it, are I?
Yeah, you're going to break
It's going to go out of focus.
Well, we're here for the gaming news.
Yeah. So, let's
shit,
start with
the
that
beer's done wrong.
This is why I'm glad we have a camera now. People can witness you failing at beer.
Yeah.
And Microsoft are spending $1 billion on Xbox One games.
Yeah, that's the big story from Xbox One. Well, one of the stories from Xbox One. The plan is that they are investing about $1 billion on games for... They don't say if this is for the next few years or whether this is for the lifespan of the console, but that's still a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. Well, that's just for first-party titles, exclusives.
Yeah. First party and in-house
Time
development.
Exclusives, yeah. Oh, that's not... That's different then. That's nothing to do with paying for exclusives, is it? That is purely...
Well, no, some of it will be buying exclusives. Some of it will be locking in things like...
It's not that bad then when you think about it.
No, not really.
A game now can run into the tens of millions, can't it?
Easily, yes.
So no doubt they've got at least 10 of those. A conservative guess, 50 million each. I realise.
Well, they did say they had 15 first new IPs, so...
So that's not too bad. They're not wasting too much money.
No.
You
But
know,
that's-
other than what they've wasted already. I'm
That's
not
what-
saying the Xbox One's a waste of money, by the way, but it is.
No. We can't say anything like that until next week.
Yeah, I can't wait for E3 now. I just want to finally actually learn something about either console.
There's one very simple thing going to happen at E3. Microsoft are going to have to give some details on some shit, because if they refuse to give details on things like the always on DRM or the used games issue, then quite frankly, it doesn't matter what the fuck else they say. They could come in swinging, singing and dancing and announce the best thing on the planet in the history of gaming ever. If they don't tell us what's happening with always online and used game sales, because it's been made that big a deal now, that's all that will be remembered. You didn't answer these fucking questions.
Can I just... The one thing I'm curious about, how have Sony got away with this?
Because they kept their gob shut.
It's that whole thing of keeping quiet and people forget about you.
Yeah.
Because all they did, they showed us a controller and some games. And told us about the console, but didn't actually show us it. We don't still know the intricate details. It could still have as many spanners in the works as the
Sony
Xbox
could
One.
have the exact same systems planned. However, these systems at this point have to be have to be primarily software based.
Yeah.
And looking at the backlash that Xbox are getting for it,
They are furiously deleting code, aren't they, right now?
Sony are keeping their gob shut and have their coders on overdrive. Get that fucking code out of there. Remove it now, because we want to go to E3 and say, yeah, we got none of that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. And then Microsoft will say, yeah, we haven't got it either. And then everyone will go, screw you, and still buy it.
It depends who's got the press conference first. Because if it's Microsoft, then Sony look like they're copying, but...
I find it hilarious that because Reddit now is just a stream of the Xbox One sucks, and well, really, these are the same people that said I'm not going to buy Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
And then on release day, everyone bought Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah. No, there's definitely...
Why boycott if you're not going to do it? I mean,
there's definitely a lot of people on Reddit that are just talking out their ass, but that's Reddit for you. In fact, that's any internet forum
that's
to do
just
with
the
gaming.
internet,
Yeah. But
Microsoft
are trying to pull around. They have said that they are rounding up answers for the stance on the Xbox One's DRM.
I don't understand why they need rounding up.
This is a problem. This is the point, though. It's the fact that you've had to wait 2 weeks after your console's announcement to round up the answers. What they should have done was round up those answers 2 weeks before and make sure everyone was saying the same fucking thing on the day of the announcement, because there were at least 4 stories released.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Somebody in Microsoft knows all the answers.
Yeah.
They must do. Or they don't, and they're just frantically making stuff up. I'm guessing the latter.
Yeah, they've got to be. There's
Because
no
it's
way.
only to their detriment, unless they're doing the whole bad press is good press thing. Which...
It's not. Well, it doesn't work that way anymore.
You sure?
No.
It worked for Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, but then Left 4 Dead 2 was also a good game.
I'm sure this is a good console.
Yeah, I've got a TV box. Thank you very much.
Well, you've seen my effort. I'm going backwards. I'm going back retro.
I know.
Proper games. Sorry.
How is the work on that going? He's
I'll-
building his own cabinet thing.
Well, actually, it's not. But you'll see what come next Saturday when it should be finished. It's taken a slight detour. But
It's a Pac-Man table.
I will reveal when... in fact, I'll do a post on the website.
Okay.
I'll do a step-by-step. You'll very quickly realise where I'm going with it when you watch a step-by-step. When you see me get all the parts out ready to put together. You'll kind of think, hold up, there's bits missing. But you'll see. It makes sense. Carry on.
Wireless fight pad style box on your knee that connects to the TV.
Everything but wireless, yeah. I can't get the wireless bit going. I need to...
Why?
Well, first of all, I need power. I can't get a decent battery pack for it yet. I've got space for one, so
Yeah.
it potentially could have a battery pack in there. The only other problem is wireless HDMI. Expensive. I'm not ruling this out. It's possible. I can do it.
Could you not, instead of wireless in the HDMI, fit the Pi to the back of the TV and then Wi-Fi the controls to the Pi?
I technically could, yes.
And then that'd be lower power.
That would probably make more sense, yeah. So wireless USB rather than...
Yeah.
But I still need power going into my thing. So
yeah, but if you're only...
It's only 5-volt supply, isn't it?
Yeah.
I could do it. Good thinking. That's my next upgrade then. That's my next upgrade. And it saves me because I've been worrying frantically that obviously after a few drinks with a joystick, let's bear in mind it's enough for 2 people, so it'd be sat like that with it on your lap. Somebody's going to knock it off.
Yeah.
It will pull, and a HDMI cable will pull this end and pull that end. Given that the TV is going to be plugged in on a sideways one, that'll bend. And this has been plugged in sideways, I'll just rip the Pi straight out. So.
Pi behind the TV, Wi-Fi the controls.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's my next upgrade then.
Yeah.
Carry on.
This is why I'm about. I have the ideas.
Yeah, it's the ideas, man.
Yeah.
You got any idea what's next?
No. Stick with the Xbox One because there are a couple more stories and it makes sense to get them all out of the way so we can leave that shit behind us. Apparently, which makes they're not knowing how everything's working shit kind of even funnier. The Xbox One has been in development since late 2010.
Yeah, I can believe
I'm going to say no shit Sherlock on that one because the PS4 will have been as well. There's no way that these consoles have had anything less than 5 years worth of development on them. Because the development started in 2010. Concept phase will have started 2 years before that.
Rubbish. Look at the hardware in it. They've both got exactly the same hardware. They both went to the same AMD conference. And thought, hey, we'll have one of them.
Actually, yeah, the sales guy at AMD that's
he's loving it, isn't he?
He's got to have been given one fuck of a bonus.
You can imagine the conversations. It's like they've gone to Microsoft and gone, yeah, we've got this bit of kit. Don't worry, we haven't told Sony about it.
Yeah.
Waited for him to leave, gone to Sony and gone, we've sold this to Microsoft, but we'll give you a slightly faster version. That's all it is.
That's
exactly the
seriously,
same.
Whoever writes the bonuses, that decides the bonuses at AMD, has to have bought that guy a night with Scarlett Johansson or something.
Can you just imagine they're looking down at the order form? Really? Both of them. Really?
No, they normally get cards, but it's got to have been a night with Scarlett Johansson for that coup. Because that is incredible. But 2010, it's apparently been in development since, and yeah, it takes that long. They're not simple things to make.
2 and a bit years.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. If it's late 2010, it's 2 years.
They're not simple things to make consoles. You don't just slap them together. That's why you get annoyed me when before they were announced and everyone was saying, why haven't they brought out a new console? It'd be easy for them to bring out a new console. It's fucking not. It takes 3 years to develop a game.
Actually, we're saying that, but Microsoft have released a box. You know, in terms of design there, fitting things inside a box, especially rectangular things, is quite simple.
Yeah.
Given that most of these parts are going to be rectangular, they've picked the simplest way to do it. I think this has been built on a budget.
You know the one thing that they haven't shown about that box that I want to know, the only thing design-wise I want to know about that fucking console.
What?
Have they integrated the fucking voltage adapter, the transformer block?
Yes.
Because I don't want to have to find room for another fucking one of them.
I'm going to state this now, yes they have. Because if they haven't, they will be shot. Namely because it looks like they built it on hi-fi dimensions, which is 440 and so on. So if they had a block that you had to somehow locate, because most hi-fi cabinets are built the right dimensions to fit these boxes in, nobody wants this big thing dangling down the back.
Yeah, but they did it with the 360.
I know, and that's why hi-fi people hated them. Because you couldn't put it anywhere, you couldn't stand it, you couldn't lay it down, you couldn't put anything on top of it because it had the stupid cat. It was just annoying.
But that's the thing that's been bugging me for the last 2 weeks. The fact that it's been slowly dawning on me that we haven't seen that. If they need another transformer, then there's something seriously gone wrong with their design department. There's absolutely no reason in this day and age that they'd need one externally to the box.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's internal.
It's got to be.
Yeah, call me Mr. Patcher. It's internal.
Oh, segue.
Okay.
Mr. Patcher is back. I will let you into a bit of a preview. I am currently writing an article where I go around, where I'm looking up all the times he predicted shit, and it's been wrong.
Yeah. This is not to say that he doesn't know what he's talking about, because clearly he does.
And?
No, he does, because he'll get a lot of things right as well, but unfortunately,
but
throw enough shit at the wall, some of it'll stick.
Yeah. When you're throwing an elephant-sized output of shit at the wall, occasionally the little sheep dottle will stick.
And in the words of Scroobius Pip, make no mistake, your wall's still covered in shit.
Yeah.
Throw enough, and you look like you know what you're doing. You just pretend, you brush it under the carpet.
The best thing is now, he's more... Unlike most of these analysts who predict 1,001 things and we only remember them when they get things right, he's actually starting to be remembered for the shit he gets wrong.
He's starting to go the wrong way.
He's had some belters of mistakes.
The thing is, he does it well in advance, though, so nobody calls him up on it when it comes future. But if he gets it right, he shouts.
Yeah.
Hey, look!
No. Because I'm going to say it, my favourite thing that he got wrong was well before he was well known as well. Back in the start of World of Warcraft, he made the bold claim that the MMO market, not World of Warcraft, the MMO market was only capable of sustaining 4 million people tops. There was only a 4 million player MMO market out there. They just didn't have the mass appeal that they were saying they did.
Yeah.
And that it was in the first year and a half of World of Warcraft, and he said that the current peak, because World of Warcraft was about 3 million players at that point, was just inflated by word of mouth. People would get bored eventually, and it would, within a year, return to equilibrium of 1 million players. Within a year, it was up to 6 million. Within 2 years, it was up to 12.
Yeah, I don't think what he...
It's currently at 8.
But what he didn't account for in this is he accounted for a flat games market where no new gamers enter. Well, what actually happened was games became more and more acceptable. Yeah. More and more people started playing games.
Also, a lot more people were brought into MMOs, and as a result, the entire MMO genre, the entire MMO market blew up.
My brother played WoW, which is the least... You wouldn't expect him.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually surprised you haven't.
I refuse to.
I know you're...
And I'll tell you the grounds. It's the same grounds I used when it first came out.
Yeah.
I don't want to get addicted to it.
I'll take that as an excuse.
I know how these games work. It's the same as Farmville and crap like that. It's not necessarily a fun game from the outside, but for some reason when you're playing them, that kind of gratification when something goes well, you get hooked on it. And
that's why
the social aspect.
That's why I'm currently hooked on Plants vs Zombies Adventures. I don't know why. I
noticed. You told me.
It's bad.
I know. I signed up. I started playing and thought, no, I'm not going to do this. No, close.
But accept my invite, damn it. I want to attack you with zombies.
I've got one plant.
I don't care. I want to attack you with zombies.
One plant. You're not doing it.
Where were we? Oh, yeah. So anyway, he's back. He's making his grand predictions, and he's predicting prices.
Yeah.
And he's got some interesting prices, but I'm going to say, it didn't need a fucking analyst to put these price tags on it.
It's what the internet's been saying already.
Well, it's what common sense says as well. He's predicting the PS4 at $349, the Xbox One at $399, but the Xbox One will have a subsidised contract version, where if you sign up to a TV package with it, you will get it at a discount price, maybe $300. That's what he thinks. That's how he thinks it's going to work. That the Xbox will use its subsidised package to undercut the console.
I've just realised how all of these could crack the UK market.
Not change the symbol and actually change the value. Actually translate the money properly.
No, UView.
Yeah.
You can get UView on board. Suddenly, because the UView box is expensive.
Yes.
But it's a nice bit of kit. Most people get it through subscriptions because they don't want to pay the outlay. If it was built into it's only software.
Yep.
I'm guessing. I mean, Xbox can do this. Sony, I don't think can.
The problem is, I fucked up when I bought my TV.
All right.
I did.
How do you figure this one?
Because I should have paid the extra 75 to 100 quid and bought a smart TV.
Why?
Because I bought the standard. Because I've now been in 2 hotels that have had smart TVs, and they have Love Film, Netflix, iPlayer, 4 on demand built into the fucking TV itself.
Something that might cheer you up. In the news today is the massive security holes in most of these TVs.
I know there's probably security, but the thing is, that's why the Xbox is not as appealing to me, because why would I buy another bit of kit to do what I can just buy a new TV to fucking do?
Yeah, fair point. I don't want to watch TV with my friends, to be honest. You know what I mean? They released it on the Xbox. You could watch like sports games, and you get that little cinema view where you see all your friends' little avatars sat there. And all I can think is, why? They're sat next to me.
Yeah.
Anyone that I want to sit and watch this with is sat right here. They're across the other side of the country. I don't give a shit. I genuinely don't want to see their avatar go, way, when the team scores.
It is a bit like YouTube view, Google Hangouts view. Because when you're on Google Plus, you can actually start watching a YouTube video and invite people in to watch it, so you can comment on it. There are some benefits to that when you're watching a video that you're going to have a discussion about, but it's not really that useful. But anyway, they're the prices that he predicts, and I would have predicted those prices anyway. I would have predicted them both around the 350 mark, because they're not going to want to come out much higher than the Wii U. Because
I'd like to think it's like,
because they want their own console to be the first market. They want their own console to be the primary, but they're not going to try and price themselves too high over the Wii U, because even though a lot of people are seeing it as a dead console, it is potentially a second console.
the thing is, Sony went the high price last time.
Yeah, and it fucking bit them in the arse.
It did. It took them ages to gain traction. Whereas this time, if you expect them to go a bit lower.
Yeah.
I still think $349 is bloody cheap.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously cheap.
Well,
but again, if it's PC hardware...
Remember, it is going to come over to here, as I said, with just the dollar symbol swap for a pound symbol.
Yeah, God bless, eh?
It's... Still, $350 isn't bad. It's not much more than I paid for the Wii U. So... It's... really... not that much of an issue, because I'm buying the damn thing anyway.
There we go. Right, moving on.
He also predicted, had a prediction about the Wii U, in that it was going to be stuck with only first-party games by the end of the year. That other developers would take EA's suit and stop developing for it, unless something drastically changed.
Yeah, that's not true. Because EA, first of all, as we mentioned last week, haven't dropped games.
No. One person said they were dropping games. One of their lower down technical people went, the Wii U sucks. And then the people who actually control the money said, who the fuck are you kidding? We're making Wii U games.
And then Ubisoft have actually come out and said, yeah, we actually quite like it. We're going to be making games.
But this is it. It's the one time Ubisoft's been good guys, because they've done some dickish things in the past.
They have, but they always balance it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So they put DRM on and everyone kicked off. So they took DRM off and everyone didn't notice. And then now they're trying to do something to actually get some attention for doing a good thing. Because let's face it, the DRM issue, as much as it was a nice thing, because everyone else in the industry still puts DRM on, and they were going down the route. We're not doing it. And the entire industry went.
No, there is currently a theory that the reason EA has taken all its season passes off everything and is putting no more focus on DRM is because they know they don't have to anymore. That they know that it's built into the consoles, and the consoles are taking over, doing that for them. So they're trying to get
some good press.
They're getting a quick PR kick out of removing it, without actually giving a shit.
I like this conspiracy. It's good.
But it makes sense when you think about it.
It does.
And if you were EA, you'd do the same. But anyway, Ubisoft, yes, they're backing the Wii U, and There are some interesting ideas being bandied around, but the fact is, will they ever see the light of day? I think with the big indie surge at the minute, the fact that the Wii U is trying, that Nintendo are trying to build easier ways for the indies to get onto the Wii U, the indies will be all over that control system.
I think that's where it all comes out, doesn't it? Because the big names don't want to do anything too risky. We already know this. They play it safe.
But indies will.
Yeah, they'll piss about.
Yeah,
that's what you want. You want tinkerers. You don't want people at big companies with a bit of imagination.
Well, can you imagine Crayon Physics Deluxe?
Well, yeah, it's just Crayon Physics Deluxe, isn't that how it's always done?
Yeah, but that's it, on the gamepad, on a console, on a big screen. I mean, it's
Scribble Notes.
Scribble Notes, that's another one that would work.
That'd be awesome.
I'm trying to think of any other
RPG where you could do actions.
Fantastic Contraption.
Yeah, that was good.
Fantastic Contraption, and you actually drag the things around your touchpad and build the things, and it happens.
That'd be pretty cool.
But he says that because other developers are gonna take the EA route and stop developing, that the Wii U might be stuck with only first-party games. Now let's play devil's advocate and say he's right.
I see where you're going with this.
Is there any other developer that could stand alone on its first-party content only? Can you?
The thing is, we're getting equal quality, but we don't get the nostalgia effect with anyone else, do we?
No.
Whereas even now, they're creating. It's the old characters, I think, that do it for us.
Yeah.
But
the Wii U could just become the nostalgia console. Just bring us back everything that we wanted. You can prove your hardcore credentials by giving us Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Screw that. Drop the lot. Make it Raspberry Pi sized and just make it an emulator. We don't give a shit about new games anymore. Just bring back the old ones. Conker's Bad Fur Day, Mario, 007, GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Pikmin.
Yeah.
Yoshi. Any Luigi game.
Kirby.
Link. Zelda. Sonic.
Well, they've got the Sonic exclusive, so...
Yeah, why not?
So basically...
Metroid.
All we need to do is have Nintendo and
Donkey
Sega...
Kong.
Oh, Nintendo and Sega join up and make Sega.
Why not? Nintendo? No?
Well, Nintendo sounds like a Pong company.
It does, doesn't it? Oh dear.
I'm tempted to...
Don't Google Nintendo. Don't.
I was actually looking for the domain. I was actually thinking...
Someone else will register it now. Right.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Where your buttons are pressed.
Oh. Don't take up marketing, will you?
Yeah.
So should we move on?
Well, yeah. Anyway, he said if we take his edict as a possibility, then there is no better company to go first party only. Nintendo, I reckon, would still manage to make a profit out of the Wii U.
You know what else was first party only?
What?
May as well have been the Wii.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 games that were a success.
That is a good point. The Wii was primarily first party.
Even some shit first party.
There was some shit first party.
WarioWare. Did they make that or did they outsource that? Because that was terrible.
Well, the new WarioWare's Game & Wario, isn't it?
I'm going to nod and smile.
It's kind of a WarioWare. Well, it's WarioWare, but it's Game & Watch at the same time. But so right. Game & Wario.
Fair enough. I played WarioWare on the Wii, and I just, when you buy it, thinking this is going to be a cool party game, and it's not. And you actually want to throw things at your TV. It was back in the time where people accidentally smashed their screens with the remote.
Yeah.
I almost did it for fun. Yeah.
No, the best party game on the Wii, full stop, was Wii Sports.
Yeah.
I've never had more fun. One games night, I don't know if you were at that one, where we all did the bowling, which was great, and we were all starting to take the piss because we were all getting a bit drunk, and I took my turn from inside the kitchen without looking at the screen and still got strikes.
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating, wasn't it?
Well, no, the better one was the boxing, because some of us were taking it seriously. You know where I'm going with this one, don't you? And Skinner, my bodybuilder mate, was up and he was dancing and he was bobbing and he was weaving. And my stoner friend was on the couch going flick, 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 leaning back and moving his control about half an inch. And absolutely trounced the man.
It's timing, isn't it, on boxing? It turned out in the end. It wasn't anything to do with how hard you throw your punches, how much you weave. No, just keep a rhythm going.
Yeah.
And they're fucked because they try and drop the guard to hit you and they get punched. It was great. Anyway.
But sticking with the Wii U, seeing as we're on the subject, we'll go with that story. Now, there is two takes on this current story in that... Have you eaten all of my fucking sweets?
On purpose, because I've got dregs in the bottom of my beer. I need somewhere to put them.
Fair enough.
See? Reasonable.
There's two takes on this story. Now, what's happening is a few game stores are taking the 8 gig Wii U's off the shelves and leaving only the larger premium models. The one take of the story is that this means that the 8 gig is being discontinued and that the Wii U will only be sold in the premium version and that the premium version will drop in price to the standard version. Basically, it'll just become the only Wii U.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Okay.
Well, there was no reason for a premium and a non-premium version.
Yeah, you're right, there isn't. It's just silliness. Especially when both of them are lacking memory.
Yeah, both of them are too fucking small.
But anyway, carry on. Continue your rant.
But Nintendo have said that it's not that they're being discontinued, but they're rebalancing the stock. Basically, they do intend to keep selling the 8 gig, the smaller one, but they will make the larger one the more readily available version.
As you would, because let's be honest, it's going to be the best selling one. I've got another train.
The company does. You can have that, or
they like trains.
You can have the train or the ginger one.
Oh, I'll definitely go for the train.
That's very insulting to all of our ginger listeners.
She'll steal my soul. Have you got the bottle of it?
Yeah.
Let's carry on.
Particularly if we've got any ginger female listeners.
Ginger's one thing, female, no chance.
We do have
if there's any ladies listening, please let us know. I'm just curious more than anything else. Apparently we've got criminals listening.
Yeah, we've got a lot of criminals. We have Australians and Irish and...
They're not all criminals. Some Irish people are quite nice. Too far? Not far enough.
Not far enough.
Right,
know.
Yeah,
So they're rebalancing the stock, and the Wii U 8 gig is going to get put out, scattered around more readily, so that there'll be more availability of it, but less of them. And the way Nintendo are selling it, I really don't think they're going to continue making them. I think they're just going to scatter the ones they've got around
and let it dwindle.
And then once they've gone out of stock, not bother anymore.
Yeah. It seems daft for them to keep it on because it's got a pitiful amount of memory.
Yeah, the fact that one of their own first-party games doesn't fit onto the 8 gig console.
Can you not play it then, or is it?
You can you can play it from the disc, but if you wanted to install it from the disc to the console,
you can't.
You can't, and if you wanted to buy it through the eShop, you can't, unless you've got an external hard drive.
Yeah.
So the fact that one of your first-party games has to be installed to an external console, which, okay, yeah, they're dirt cheap now, but you shouldn't have to fucking buy.
The fact is, the PlayStation and the Xbox both come with around 500 gig. As opposed to 32.
No, I'm sorry, no. Fuck the next generation. This generation. Minimum of 60. I think the PS3 Fat was 60 gig.
No, there was a 20, wasn't there? There was a 20.
There was a 20. Yeah, but
now there's a 12.
That was a decade ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was when it first came out, I think.
Yeah.
Or was it a 30 and a 60?
I think it was a 30 and a 60. I think the original Fat came in a 60 variant.
It's been so long. I remember to get backwards compatibility and a card reader, because you needed a card reader for this. You had to get the higher model that was like 400 25
Yeah.
quid.
All I know is that the PlayStation has always allowed interchangeable hard drives, and it didn't really fucking matter. If the Wii U had given me that, I wouldn't have been complaining. Because I'd have just taken the hard drive out and put a decent hard drive in
I'm
there.
guessing it must be flash inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. At least you can shake it. That's useful, isn't it? No.
Not really. Should we stick the song in?
Let's go for music.
That was a bit more chilled out of a track than normal, and it was for Trevor. He hasn't sent a song this week, but he is our song person. He's an honorary member of the podcast at this point. Because
he's also honorary Canadian.
He's also Canadian in our minds. I don't care which country he's
actually
actually
from. It's got to the point
from.
now where we actually forget if he's Canadian. We have a debate every time. Is he Canadian or
week,
American?
Every week, but
He's definitely Canadian.
But apparently this song was in honour of the Canadians and their laid-back nature. It was called Gentle Rage. Which is just, for me, has a mental image of a Canadian going up and going, this just isn't on, and then beating you to death. This just isn't on.
I said, have you ever watched ice hockey?
Yeah.
Because calling Canadians kind of gentle, when you watch them play ice hockey, it's completely opposite.
No, but that's stress relief.
The strange thing is, they beat the living shit out of each other and then shake hands afterwards.
Exactly.
It's just... I will never figure this one out, but it's the same as rugby. Rugby is like brutal. They slam into each other.
Yeah, but it's not.
Everyone respects the referee. Everyone kind of...
Oh yeah, nobody in rugby will ever harm a referee because it would be the end of their career.
Yeah.
It literally would. It'd be the end of it. There'd be nothing.
And in hockey, they have multiple refs on the ice.
Yeah.
And they actually actively try not to hit them. Whereas I would... Come on. You'd hit the puck at him at least once, wouldn't you? Oh, yeah, sorry, mate, I didn't see you there in your black and white stripes.
Perhaps that's why you've raised a dick dog.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out I'm actually an arsehole myself, so the dog just takes after me.
Yeah.
So.
We've got all kinds of stories.
Quite a bit, actually, haven't we?
I
think we've done quite well.
Sure.
I think we've got to cover the Atari ET.
Atari or... Oh, fuck it.
I've mentioned it now.
Yeah, Atari. Now, there is a long-held urban myth that Atari, in the late 80s, early 90s, took basically the contents of about 3 warehouses out into a landfill, dug a big hole, tipped the lot in, covered it over, cemented over it, and then fucked off. This included a couple of badly made consoles, a couple of really bad ports, and most particularly all of the copies of E.T. because they made the E.T. game for the Atari consoles, and it was shit.
Yeah. Rated one of the worst games of all time, I believe.
No, the worst game of all time. Second was the Superman tie-in.
Yeah.
In fact,
been some bad games.
For me personally, I'd put the Superman above the E.T., but that's just because I've played Superman. I've only ever played 5 minutes of the E.T.
But look at it this way. Now, there are worse games. Damnation. Right? Right, let me justify this.
E.T. and Superman are well above that. Let me justify this,
right? Let's put it on to... there's a ratio here. Absolute god-awfulness versus effort. Coding E.T. and Superman will have been simple, whereas Damnation, somebody actually had to make all of the assets, all of the levels, and, if you can call it, a story.
So you're doing the era equivalency thing. You're basically translating the man hours that went into ET to the man hours that went into.
Yeah.
So you're doing
a crap game because you put 5 minutes into it. It's not that crap, really.
Yeah,
because you've put 5 minutes into it. Whereas a crap game that you put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that is so bad that it unanimously gets voted 2 out of 10.
To be fair, the budget for ET in its time will probably have been equivalent to a budget for any kind of movie tie-in now.
No.
Equivalent.
I'm just going to say no for the sheer fact that coding and gaming back then was simple. People did it in their bedrooms, quite literally. I realise they do it now, but they have to have more expensive tools, and then it was just simpler. It was easier. It was cheaper. Games now, they're getting up there with movie costs.
But anyway, the ET landfill. The best thing about this entire urban myth is that Atari have never confirmed it.
Or denied it.
Or they've denied it on numerous occasions. They've denied that they...
Clearly I've bought into the myth too much here.
They've denied that they specifically dumped E.T.
I did hear the rumour was that it was the Jaguar console.
Yeah.
Which...
Yeah. The Jaguar could be there.
Yeah.
But anyway, the rumour... What is strange is that there's now a documentary being done about the landfill site that this stuff is apparently buried in. Now, not about the stuff itself, about the landfill that this thing is part of an environmental documentary. And as part of this documentary, they have been given permission to excavate chunks of this landfill. In particular, to look for this legendary cache of things that have been dumped within this landfill.
The amusing thing to me, I imagine there's someone at Atari now kind of absolutely bricking it, because what they actually did was like dump somebody else's toxic waste or something.
No. I was going to go a bit further than that, but they're going to dig up the copies of ET and the coder.
Yeah, that I can believe actually. And the guy who
just in the middle of this pile of cartridges and Jaguar consoles, there's a couple of bones.
Along with the designer of the Jaguar console, he's going to be in there as well.
Yeah.
Hey, with a bit of luck, it could be the same guy.
No.
It'd explain a lot.
It would, but it's not.
I can't wait. I want to see if they actually find anything. More importantly, I want to see if they find it and then auction it.
None of
it'll be worth something now.
None of it'll work.
Why won't it?
A couple of years underground.
It's fine.
I know cartridge tech is a lot more hardy than disc, but it's not that hardy.
It's silicon and metal. Quick scrub with a toothbrush, fine.
It's not going to work.
It will.
It's not.
It will. Look, the amount of times I'd solved a broken console because it got beer spilt on it, ripped it apart, literally soaked everything, just cleaned everything, let it dry, worked fine. As long as you don't power it on with water in it, it's fine.
No.
You're not convinced, are you?
Not convinced at all. It's not going to happen. What have we got? What else we got left? MMOs, apparently, according to the Take-Two CEO, don't work in US, which is why they're not making one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Well, no, they're not making one for the US. They're going to make one, but aimed at the Western market.
Just not that West.
Yeah.
So it's us West rather than them West. Yeah, because it's.
Because MMOs never work.
Well, they haven't. America's been terrible for MMOs. Blizzard, I mean, they've done awful over there, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done
They've just
shit.
not succeeded in life at all.
However, it's people are saying that they're actually taking it from a developer standpoint, and development for MMOs for those markets doesn't work. At which point, my argument is that somebody should really tell NCSoft this, because they've got 2 American headquarters, not just one.
They're doing pretty well for themselves.
And yeah, as you point out, Blizzard. Blizzard is an American company. Has been all along.
Quite possibly the most successful
company of all time in the
in the MMO market,
in the MMO circles.
I was going to say, let's not go too far.
And if we want to go to the second best games developer of all times in the MMO circles, you're looking at SOE. SOE are based in Santa Monica.
So MMOs, they do work in America. What Take-Two are actually saying is, we just can't be arsed.
Yeah, we can't be arsed. We've got
way to go, guys. Has it got a train on it?
No. I've left the other 2 behind because I bought this the other day. It's the new Badger. It's the new Badger brew.
We are. Why are we addicted to badgers? It makes no sense.
Called the Blandford Flyer.
Okay, I'll let you try that.
It's a bite of spicy ginger.
Ah.
I need a bottle opener. So yeah,
there you go.
MMOs apparently don't work, and that's absolutely ridiculous. I'll bet there's MMOs in development for the PS4, but that's another thing.
I don't know why you've included that story below there.
I think we covered that.
We covered that last week. So
no, we covered it briefly, but
have we got any more info yet, or is it?
Right. What happened? We mentioned briefly that the Occultus. I'm still calling it Occultus. Oculus Rift. Developer, co-founder, was run over last week. As you mentioned, it was people running away from a robbery.
Yeah.
Right. Basically, running away.
They were running away from the police, and they hit him by all accounts.
They hit him in their escape. Now, they've all been arrested. They all got caught. And what's interesting is that, thankfully, now this wouldn't happen in this country. There's one thing I'll give the Americans. Over here in the UK, they'd be done for manslaughter.
Yeah.
Because they weren't intending to kill the guy. It just happened.
There is another argument I can pose for here in the UK as well, but I'll get on to that.
Yeah. In America, they have... Well, they do have the manslaughter law, but they also have felony murder. So anybody that is killed in the process of you committing another crime is tried as first-degree murder.
Nice.
So they are all going to be tried. In fact, it doesn't matter if it's the person driving the car, the people in the car. They're all charged for it. It doesn't matter if the 2 people that had already been caught by that point, because they were part of the same felony. Yeah. They also get tried for his murder, even though they weren't in the car. It was the same felony that caused that murder.
Yeah, so you can.
Yeah.
Now, the difference I'd see in the UK, I don't know if this is true for other areas in America, because I know that it varies very differently, but police don't chase cars through built-up areas. They just don't. They back off.
Well, they do in America, and they do in that state as well. The difference is, even here, they back
off as much as they possibly
They back off as much as they can, but they only back off once there's something else following them. If the helicopter hasn't got overhead, then they've got no option but to chase, because otherwise they will lose it before the helicopter can pick it up.
Fair point. I've seen too many police camera action things.
Yeah.
There's always a helicopter.
But
Have we just got helicopters in every street corner? Because there's always a helicopter.
We have shitloads of them. We are also a much smaller area of space to cover.
Oh yeah, forget about that. See, America, if you were just littler, America, it would be fine.
But basically, that police force apparently has a reputation for preferring the high-speed chases too, which is where all these rumours have come from. But
I may have bought into media mysterious lately.
But when you think about it, until the helicopter gets overhead, then somebody's got to be following that car. If that car's doing 100 miles an hour, then somebody's got to be following it at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, but
they could back off and do.
Usually they hang back a lot.
But they could do 90, but they can't risk it getting away, can they? Particularly when they've already caught 2 of them. And the particular type of robbery that it was armed, so they
really wanted them. They really wanted to screw them over.
Well, it was armed, so you can't let armed people get away.
Everyone in America's armed.
I
watch enough news to know that everyone in America has a gun.
That's besides the point.
And it's concealed at all times, and they go into schools, and if the gunman comes in, they'll shoot them, and that's definitely how life works. Yeah?
That's very gingery.
Cool.
It's good. But anyway, it's bad times. There's been a lot of good words for him. He's been involved in a lot more than I expected and a lot more than I know.
Clearly a talented bloke.
He was very talented, very well connected, and the good news is, because he was that talented and that well connected, his family will be well taken care of, which is always good to know.
Yeah. Now, usually I don't like skipping to another article after something like that, but let's go for something else law related. Rhode Island and 38 Studios.
Yeah, this is it. The Rhode Island House, the House of Governors.
I really want to stress, if I could go to Rhode Island and meet these people, guys, just let it go. It's gone. There is no money.
No. They're not concerned about where the money's gone, who the money's gone to, and all of this shit. That's been caught by the lawsuit.
They want to assign blame.
This is the House of Representatives and the governing bodies of Rhode Island have put together. It's basically an inquiry into finding out who the fuck made the decision to give 38 Studios that much money in the first place.
Yeah. Given that on Kickstarter, they wouldn't get anywhere near that kind of money.
Well, no, they'd have got it. They might have got it on Kickstarter, but that's not the point.
No, they wouldn't. Come on, they're a studio that weren't proven.
Yep.
They were making. Was it their first game, Kingdom of Amalur?
Second
game. Second game, and the first one wasn't much success.
No.
Right, it's a second game, and they gave them a loan of silly amounts of money.
That's the problem. That's where everything gets messy, because it's what the loan was for. The loan wasn't for the game. The loan was for moving the development. Was for relocating a studio and all of its staff from one place to another.
Which does not cost that much money. Ever.
Well, no. They probably overpaid for the relocation packages. But that's the point. They're now trying to find out why such a loan was made, why the decisions were made, why these deals were signed, and all that shit. So we've got some interesting news to come out of that. The lawsuit's still ongoing to decide who's going to pay back what.
Something dodgy has gone on there. There's something not right.
They've sold off the IPs. So Kingdoms of Amalur and Project Copernicus.
Which I think Kingdoms of Amalur was about 720,000?
720,000, and it was actually a one package deal, so it was 720,000 for the lot.
Oh.
I'm not sure who bought it.
Did that make a dent in the 75 million, guys? Was it worth it?
Yeah. I'm not sure who bought any of it, but yeah. That's not good.
Right. Can we go to a positive side?
The Tetris creator's back.
Hell yeah. You knew where I was going with that.
The Tetris creator is back, and you got to say, for a little bedroom coder that created one game, fucking brilliant.
Nothing has been quite as influential as Tetris.
Nothing has shaped the gaming.
I'm even going to go as far as saying that even Pong wasn't as influential as Tetris.
No. Sorry, no,
Tetris
you've gone too far.
breed.
You've gone too far.
No.
That's it.
Pong was successful because it was the first.
Yeah, but you said influential. That's it. Influential. Pong told people that it could be done, and that's different.
You can't claim influential because people went, God, we can make this better.
Yes, you can.
Working on that basis,
yes, you can.
Everyone's going to be a coder because of damnation. That's twice in one bloody podcast I'm ragging it, but...
No, sorry, if you're going to use anything like that...
Pong wasn't a good game.
No, Pong wasn't.
It was...
But what it led to was other people thinking about the ways that they could use this technology. So that's why it's more influential than Tetris. Tetris was good, but Tetris was born of Pong. So you can't make...
I don't think it was.
It was.
At all. I think Pong was based on a real-life sport. Tetris was something entirely new. It actually took imagination to create.
Yeah, but it took imagination to make that step from real life to digital.
Even the naming of Pong. They just took off ping. Come on.
Anyway, let's not get... This is not the argument. This is not the discussion. We can get into this argument another day. Because this could go on for hours. Because, yeah, there are many, many more influential games than Tetris.
I can't name many. I think in its genre, Tetris is the most influential.
Yes, in its genre.
Yeah. I don't know what genre Pong falls into, that's the problem, because nowhere's our sports game.
No, that's it. But that's it. Pong is pre-genre.
Yeah, it is.
So
it is game.
It is.
I make game, it called Pong. I don't know what that accent was.
I think
don't push it. Let's just move on.
I think this is a repressed memory of your trip to Korea, Taiwan, or wherever you went.
Thailand,
that's the one. Did you go see a ping pong show?
I didn't know, but we met a group that did. Right, this is how backwards it was. Me and Fee didn't go see a ping pong show. We met a group of girls there that did go see a ping pong show. That alone astounded us slightly. It was like, alright, it's a bit weird.
No, because you can't go to Thailand and not see a ping pong show.
Well, that's what they said, and we said, well, actually, those women are there are kind of against their wills.
No, they're not.
They are. If you... the things that I've heard happened at this ping pong show, right? It's not just ping pong balls, Paddy. Razor blades.
See, that's different. Yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, they're pulling razor blades out. I mean, that's wrong. It's just wrong. But we also met an Irish bloke, and obviously, being Irish, went to go see a ping pong show. Apparently, he was twatting the balls back at her. So, you know, there is a lighter side to it. Either way, Pong.
See, I'm always reminded of the Russell Howard joke about it. Because he and his brother went to Thailand. They went to one of them, and the ping pong was great. And then the old woman came out and just sat there and went, live pigeon.
Oh dear. It honestly is. It is weird. I've never been to one, and I never will go to one. I'm not going to go to anything that exploits anyone or anything. But the way everyone talks about it, it's like, hey, we went to go see a ping pong show, and you just think, just say that again and think it through in your head, and you see their faces go. Yeah, everyone does the same. Then they think, yeah, it's great, it's cool, I'm in with the in crowd, and then you realise that I'm going to be haunted by this for the rest of my life.
Anyway, let's get off the ping pong shows and back to Tetris, which is quite...
Let's go back to Tetris.
No, because we can't now, because of what the next game is. He's back, he's developing games, and he's developed a game called Marbly, which involves balls.
It's marvellous.
It involves little red balls.
But they're not ping pong balls, so it's fine.
Well, it's iOS.
It'd be like a BB gun if you fired marbles, wouldn't it? Ooh, you could take eyes out.
But yeah, Marbly is a weird little puzzle. Not weird. It's an interesting little puzzle game where you can roll your marbles around the screen to make combinations of 3 or 4 to actually make them vanish. And it's all about rolling them around in the right order, and it gets quite complex quite fast. But it's weird because you'd think the creator of Tetris would come up with something that mirrors Tetris, but he hasn't.
It's not unique either.
It's not unique. It's not. all that new, but it's the way that he's done it and made it. He's not built a game to be a successor to Tetris. He's not built a game that's been done before. He's just built a game to play to the strengths of the console that he's built it for. The reason Tetris worked as well as it did was because it played to the strengths of the console it was built on.
Yeah. So
And
I'm just choking. Yeah.
yeah, and this one, he's gone, right, we've got touchscreen, we've got small screen, let's make the most of what we've got and do this. And I've played it. It's actually rather good.
No,
and it's free.
No, it's marvellous. Every time you describe this game, you have to call it marvellous. Come on, puns.
No.
That's what we're good at.
So make a pun out of Bad Company series is dead.
Bit dicey.
That's just...
Right. But honestly, Bad Company should be dead.
It's not completely dead. It's not in active development. That's their words. It's not in active development.
Basically, what they're saying is we're not going to not make any more, but we're not making any more.
Yeah, but it's not in active development because we're putting all our money behind Battlefield 4.
It's like saying Tetris isn't dead, we're just not actively developing it.
Yes.
Pretty much. And I can't blame them because Bad Company 2 was an awesome game, but Battlefield 3 was better. So why would you pursue Bad Company 2 when you got Battlefield 3?
Yeah.
So Battlefield 4 is going to take all the development time.
Yeah, basically they're focusing on Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
They have said that they haven't ruled out going back to Battlefield.
Bad Company.
To Bad Company,
But Bad Company basically was like a Battlefield but with a bit of humour in it.
Yeah.
It was the B team. It was
Yeah.
the odd squad basically. Bit useless, but things got there in the end. So,
World of Warcraft?
yeah.
Can we get that out of the way? Because I thought this thing had died a death.
We hoped.
Well,
I hoped.
no, because there was a rumour, which turns out it wasn't a rumour, that the director of Source Code and Moon, which is a little indie director, had taken up the mantle of it after Sam Raimi dropped it.
Okay.
They're two little indie films, and well, Source Code isn't quite indie. He's an indie director, but he had a big budget behind it, and it's really good. They're both good films. So the fact that he'd taken over kind of interested me, but I thought that was a rumour.
You know, I actually hoped would do it.
Who?
Yui Ball. I think it'd be amazing if he did World of Warcraft. Should I leave?
No, because I can think of somebody worse to do it.
Michael Bay.
No,
Really?
no, Bay
It's
would
worse than Michael Bay?
Bay would be bad. Yui Ball would be bad, but M Night Shyamalan.
I think he'd be good at it.
Fuck off! There is nothing that he has ever made after Signs that was good.
The guy that did Pan's Labyrinth, I always forget his name.
He
would
would
very
be
good.
fucking epic.
Yeah, he would be good at it. Because he's good at that kind of crazy... Yeah. Anyway, there's a film, right?
Yeah, and it's still in production apparently, and it's set to start filming in 2014. So
I don't want to sound special here, but I think I've tied my shoelaces too tight. My foot's gone numb. I am that special kid in class, I know.
that is about as special as you have ever been.
I've been holding off all this time. My foot's probably blue.
That is about as special as you have. But anyway, the film starts shooting in 2014, so it might actually see the light of day, which is good.
Is it really?
Well, it's a big franchise.
It's money in their pocket, which can only be good because that money will go towards
as long as it's well written and well directed, I don't give a fuck. Because it will.
That's a big ask from a game movie.
This is it.
Well directed, you can even get away with that, but well written, no.
No, but if they can get those two set, it doesn't even have to be well filmed. It could be the camera quality could be fucking shit if you can get well directed and well written.
Yeah, fair point.
And prove, because that film won't be based on any ongoing story it'll just take the genre and fucking run with it. And that'll prove how movie films should be done.
You know what would make a good movie?
What?
Metro.
Yes.
Because it's a book.
Yes.
It started as a book, and it would be an interesting film. But it would. I think Michael Bay get his hands on it.
Yeah, that's it.
If you play it, could be horror. Play it as a horror film, not as an action film. It'd be
Well, if we're going to go with horror, you could actually just write a film about being a Zynga developer.
Oh, harsh.
Because they this week have fired pretty much...
No, it's not a Zynga developer though, is it really? It's anyone that Zynga buy. You're going to be worried about.
Basically, I think Zynga have fired this lot because they're still pissed about buying Oh My God Pop.
They admitted that they paid way over the odds.
Yeah, anyway, Zynga have fired a whole pile of people involved, including the entire staff of Oh My God Pop. Now, that was the initial story. What I have since found out from non-gaming news sites, because nobody bothered to look into it that closely, because Zynga announced we're laying off this many people, we're shutting down Oh My God Pop.
And everyone went, it's not surprising.
That's what the game sites published. Other people who were involved in employment law and all that lot went off and looked at it and went, hang on, some of the Oh My God Pop staff are still employed, and contacted them, and then they found out that what Zynga had done is laid everyone off, apart from the people that did key jobs such as marketing, finances, lead developer, so on and so forth. To them, they had gone to them and said, right, you can leave with the rest of them, however, we will take that as you handing your notice in and won't have to pay you quite as large a severance fee. Alternatively, we will terminate your employment in 3 months' time. However, for the next 3 months, you will be training members of Zynga headquarters how to do your job.
See, you know what I don't understand about this?
Yes?
How did Oh My God Pop take so many people? Because
No, it wasn't just Oh My God Pop that got
I realised they got rid of a lot more, but OMG Pop.
Yeah.
Because there's no God in there. They made Draw Something, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't remember them making anything else.
They did. They made a couple of other games.
Right? But Draw Something, the concept pretty much was Pictionary.
Yep.
Implementation of something like that, not that difficult, really.
Nope.
So maybe 10 people could have made that game. Why do they have so many staff?
Again, they weren't all Oh My God Pop that were fired.
Yeah, they must have had...
There was a lot more from various Zynga studios. There's a couple of Zynga studios being let go, but it's Oh My God Pop that's got the press because of...
Yeah, I would like to think that they have a minimal amount of staff, and the money that Zynga paid actually went to the staff. I can imagine it didn't.
No.
But it would be nice to think. But yeah, Zynga, they fucked up. They paid way over the odds. And they know they did.
But aside from all the money side of things, the shutting down of all this move of actually forcing people to basically train their replacements or not get a severance package. Of all the things Zynga's done so far, I can forgive them spammy games. I can forgive them shit games. But this
is just harsh, isn't it?
This is a cock slap. This is literally the director of Zynga walking in and slapping each of those people with his cock. That's all there is to it.
Is it Mark Pincus?
I don't care who he is, but that I can't fucking fathom. Anybody could be that insane.
What? Right, come on. This is the same guy that made Farmville. That made
stole Farmville.
Ripped off every single game that was doing remotely well.
Yeah, that may be why. They ripped off every game that was doing well, and then the first game they bought that was doing well went fucking tits up.
Well, you know what annoys me? Because everyone on the internet likes to give this whole kind of mentality that we all fight for good and so on, but all you need to do, every time Zynga rips off a game, promote the
original
game.
Yeah.
Because that would help. The problem is, the reason these little games don't get to the big success that Zynga do, they don't have the marketing budget. Yep. Word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing. Push it to your friends. Get everyone to play it. Just avoid the Zynga version.
But anyway, yeah, Zynga are dicks.
They are. They've proved it time and time again.
I've got nothing to say here, but my frustration and fury at that move in particular, is there's no words. That's it.
I'm trying to think of something equally as dickish, but the only thing that comes to mind is Hitler. Killing the Jews is the only thing that comes close.
I'm sorry, but rule of the internet. The moment any discussion gets to this, this is what the Nazis would have done. That's it. Abandon thread. Leave the conversation.
Move on. You've probably saved me there. So I don't know what's next. I can see Deus Ex, but I've no idea what that story is.
This you're gonna love this. Deus Ex: The Fall. They've been teasing this for. They bought the domain, and they teased that there was a game coming in, and they said it's a follow. It's the next game in the Deus Ex series. It's episodic, which is fair enough. It's also mobile.
Right, moving on. Blizzard have introduced a spawning feature to StarCraft 2.
Oh, sorry, no. Let's go back.
Fuck that, I don't care. It's a mobile version of Deus Ex.
It is, with all of the control schemes that you expect in place. You've got
exactly. That's why we're moving on, Paddy.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Because thumbsticks or fake thumbsticks on touchscreens don't work.
I'm sorry, but it's almost as if Square Enix don't like money anymore.
Yeah, they don't. They've given up. They are going bust. I would say slowly, but quite quickly. They are just going.
Yeah, Blizzard have introduced the spawning system, which is great. It proves that somebody at Blizzard still knows how to make games for gamers.
Yeah.
Now, what this spawning system is basically...
I'm even going to go back further. This isn't games for gamers. This is going back to the roots, because every old game used to have this kind of feature.
Well, in fact, there's only 2 games that used to have this feature. The original StarCraft and Warcraft 2.
Further. If you go on old Command & Conquers, as long as you had the disc in when you booted, you were fine. Similar kind of concept.
Oh yeah, similar concept, but...
You used to chuck the disc to your mate and you'd carry on.
Diablo had that. Diablo 2 had that. Warcraft 2 had it. And StarCraft had it. Basically, spawning for StarCraft 2 is now... similar to that. Basically, if I was playing the game, I've got the Heart of the Swarm edition. In fact, I've got the Heart of the Swarm Collectors. Yeah, I have. I've got the Heart of the Swarm Collectors edition. You have the Wings of Liberty version.
Yep.
If I partied with you, your copy of the game would be promoted,
and I'd be able to play
to the Heart of the Swarm edition. So you would not only be able to play the multiplayer games with Heart of the Swarm mode, you would actually be able to take part in the leagues and get yourselves onto the ladder system.
Nice.
As long as you
ever be in a league.
Yeah, I know. You'd be able to get onto, because you can go into ladder games. You can go into proper top tier multiplayer games.
That's great. It's like a footballer. You know, so I play in the Sunday league, but my friend Ronaldo here means I can play in the big leagues.
Well, the main point is, it's not as much as the multiplayer is great. It's the arcade. The arcade is fucking awesome. It's where all these weird games... So
what is it? Is it just extra little bits?
Custom-made games by users. So you've got things like... You've got tower defense games made using the StarCraft 2 engine. You've got RPG games you've made using the StarCraft... You've got a version of Left 4 Dead made using the StarCraft 2 engine. It's StarCraft Universe. That's an arcade game. That's an MMO made using the StarCraft 2 engine. So that's on the StarCraft 2 arcade. All of those games are available to you if you joined in a party with me and we're doing multiplayer.
Nice. So what else have Blizzard done recently?
They've also announced the release date of Diablo 3.
And the fact it's coming to Xbox 360, PS3 and PS4.
This is it.
There's a console missing there, but I reckon it's going to turn up soon.
No. I think this is one of the things I want to say is going to happen in this next generation, because I've been thinking about this. Up until today, the copy of Diablo 3 was only announced for the PS3 and PS4. It's only today, when they've announced the release date, that they've also announced it's Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing the first of the next generation exclusive. Now, this will be a new type of exclusive for this generation only. That people are buying and selling exclusives for the PS4 or the Xbox One.
Next gen consoles.
Yeah, so the exclusivity will dictate to just
You know what I see in this? I like the idea of the fact that, one next gen console can get it, but the previous gen kind of fair game, basically.
Yeah.
But what I think's happening here is I think this is part of Microsoft's E3 lineup. I reckon.
Do you really think that Diablo 3 is going to be an announcement?
What was the one thing that people said about Microsoft? Not enough games.
Okay, but
Diablo 3.
No.
Why not?
Because that's not. I'm sorry, but
right.
As much as I love Diablo,
I know exactly where your reservations are here, but this is Microsoft. They're not exactly good at announcements.
Yeah, they are. They are.
The
retarded.
last thing they did that was good was Steve Ballmer on stage saying developers, 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 and that was a long, long time ago.
But Diablo 3, I don't think that's an announcement. That's not an announcement there.
I think it's going to be one of the chucked-in games. I reckon it will come out on the Xbox One.
No, I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, I don't think that's going to be an announcement at E3. But yeah, I think that I think that we are going to see exclusives for the next generation consoles that are available for the current gen. So
we've had a few calls in the past few weeks, and one of them is going to be that we're going to have gen specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one we said is the power brick is going to be integrated into the Xbox.
Yeah.
Which I think that's quite a safe one, really. I'm going to put my name on that one.
Okay.
I'm sure we've had others as well. Last week, I think every week I actually say, you heard it here first, and then spout some bullshit, but somebody should really take note of these.
No, because then they'd end up writing an article like I am about Michael Patcher. Where we...
I think we're right a lot of the time. And if we're not, we can retrospectively edit the podcast so nobody knows.
Unless they keep the original copy, because once they've
Who
got
does that? Really?
I
It's
don't
only
either.
that convict in Australia, the one from Ireland,
The two from Ireland.
Roy in the Netherlands, and that guy from Canada, Trevor.
And Mike.
And Mike from America. Canada. That's why Trevor's in Canada.
Yeah.
It spreads our reach further. But that's it, pretty much. We've just got the extra time stuff now.
We have...
You panicked there. You looked as if to say, shit, is that it? We're
No,
done.
I'm trying to think. We've missed a story. I'm sure we've missed a story. There's something to...
No, what?
There's something-
DuckTales! DuckTales!
That's it! DuckTales! Yes, I said if it came out on the PC, I would do a Let's Play series. It's coming out on the PC. I am doing a Let's Play series. End of story.
Yeah, job done. So, extra time.
There is a trailer video for DuckTales.
See what I have to deal with. Great. There's a new Elder Scrolls video online.
Yeah.
Showing off gameplay.
Actual
Whoa!
gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, I want more Elder Scrolls.
Luigi U trailer. Gameplay footage showing the differences between Luigi. It's actually in Japanese, so it's a bit of a weird video to watch, but it shows all the things that Luigi does differently.
Okay.
Such as he can jump higher and he can't fucking stop.
Nice. I've heard there's a nice video about Marvel Heroes.
Yeah, Marvel Heroes has been doing the Chronicles of Doom series to lead up to the game's release, which is now released and is actually doing quite well.
Awesome. It's always nice to see comic books doing well.
Yeah.
But they always will, won't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Unless they're awful games.
They did the prequel story as kind of motion comics and as a series of 4 videos, and it's actually well worth a watch. I recommend it.
Cool. We've got a video of Watch Dogs mocap.
Yeah, how much detail they put into the motion capture of that game. Trailer video for Scorpion, who is the new DLC character for Injustice Gods Among Us. Injustice?
No,
I don't know what Injustice.
Nod and smile. It's fine.
Door Kickers, which is an indie game that is on its way. Just released a demo. The story has a link to the demo and a trailer video. It's actually really good. I've been following it for a while.
Cool. Metro Last Light. Let's be honest. Every time somebody says Metro Last Light, I kind of get a bit excited because I want.
This trailer was done by one of their art directors that went on to be a technical director, and he just did this in his own spare time.
Yeah.
He just continued making it.
I can believe that. The press pack for the first Metro, I just got random renders that people had made, and some of them were half-naked ladies. It was good. It was just literally people.
And a trailer video for Lego Marvel Superheroes, because that's the next Lego game.
Woo! We're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
If this video makes it online,
if this works,
but please, dear God, let this work.
Hello, Australian person. I'm assuming you've come back. Hello, Irish person number 2. I'm assuming you've come back too. That's it. We've got like 5 listeners now.
We can actually name the countries of 5 of our listeners. That's it. That'll do me.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's the record button, not the stop button.